Go ahead. Art, you ready? Nope. All right. Nate, I'll start with you. Final tune-up, some good things, some bad things. What's your overall takeaway from this one?
Yeah, I think definitely, last over bullet. I think there's a lot that we can take from it, a lot that we need to improve on. So, it's good to come out with a win, but there's definitely a lot that we need to work on. We need to come together and get better at.
Malachi, what are the biggest things you learned from these two exhibition games about this team?
I think these exhibitions have been good just for us to, learn our identity, learn our offense and defense. It's good just to see what we need to work on. So, we got to watch some film, see what we need to clean up, and at least we get to, come out and compete against some other competition and see what we need to work on.
What do you guys think will be the identity of the team? Is it too early to talk about that, or do you know what it might be?
I think we need to play more in transition, be more attacking, and I say we need to play together. Those two things, three things kind of all add up. So, not anything I think major we need to work on, but things that could definitely hurt us. So I think we need to just play together as a team, learn each other's identity and our personnel, and I think we'll be okay. But definitely need to clean up some stuff.
More aggressive on the boards too, a little bit. Especially at the start of the game, you guys were really good.
Definitely, yeah.
I say turnovers, just little turnovers that we force, not even the defense. We need to clean that up. Turnovers and just rebound are two things we just need to definitely we're gonna see on film and work on. I see turnovers and rebound is that could definitely hurt us.
Okay, how's it feel just to be back out here playing again now and just starting on a roll?
I feel good playing. Last game I was kind of nervous, but once I got the ball, it was just like riding the bike. I was back to normal, back to myself. So I probably haven't played in about a year and a half. So just a little nervousness, but I was fine. The last two games I've been feeling all right. Still need to work on some things for myself and the team, but overall I felt good. Body felt good. Mental was good. So appreciate it.
Got knocked down a number of times in the first game on Sunday, and
Yeah.
more times today. I'm sure you've been through that in practice too, but it take a while to trust you be able to get back up.
Yeah, I've been through. I got a whole new lower body, so I just got to trust myself. Taking hits and stuff like that. It's still a work in progress, but I've made a lot of progress and just taking hits, just moving how I want to move. So yeah, I did fall a lot that first game. I don't know what was up with me, but I'll be all right though. I've made great improvements from my freshman year to here, so just finally feel good.
You're right back in the starting lineup. Did you think that would be the case this season, or did you have to maybe earn your way back in?
I wasn't really thinking about that in practice. I was just trying to work on myself, make sure my mental and everything about my shoulders okay, and definitely try to earn my spot. We had transfers and stuff like that. I haven't played, so I just try to earn my minutes, do what I have to do. And know AG knows what I could do, and I just try to show that in practice.
I think you were really feeling it today, right?
Yeah.
That's more threes than you got your whole last year combined.
Yeah, probably. It's just credit to my teammates, just getting me open and executing plays, stuff like that. So I'm glad that they were going in. But obviously, next game, I hope it's the same thing. But credit to my teammates and just execution on offense. So
Come from that long family of all the basketball players. Was there another 3-point shooter and all those? Your mom and dad, your girls, your brother. Anybody shoot a three or not?
my brother a little bit, but I think he'll give me the title of probably the best shooter of the family. I think.
Is that the type of performance you want? The last preseason too, give you a little confidence going into the season.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just continuing to get a flow and get a rhythm to start the season.
How much more does this team need you to score than last year? You scored a lot last year, but
Mhm.
you guys also knew Duran was going to get 20, 25.
Yeah.
Did he do even more this year?
Yeah, I think so, and I just think everybody else needs to step up. Obviously, when you lose a guy like Duran, everybody else needs to step up. So I think that's kind of also what we need to figure out. with our team is just how we're gonna pick up slack and how we're gonna play this year.
I feel like that you're two of the veterans too, like this team's kind of on your back a little bit. Played a lot of games.
Yeah, what's your question?
Just
I
you
know.
know, good job. Just,
Oh, yeah.
kind of lead this team.
Yeah, I think we definitely been around college basketball for a minute. So, I'm the point guard. I try to be as much vocal as I can, the coach on the court. And Nate been his just experience throughout the last couple of years. We always know what to say and know what to do. We just trying to make sure our team, we lead the way for our team as best we could.
You said before you got like a whole new lower body.
Yeah.
So like what? You got just what 4 to 5? I don't know what.
Nah, I just had too much. I had too much surgery, so I just had to make sure I had to, test out my new feet, my new ankles. I had a new knee, so I was a little nervousness just coming back. So, like I said, I feel a lot better now.
Yeah, all those times you get Sunday and a couple times tonight. You don't feel anything? Do you feel anything, or you feel?
Nah, it's probably just a little anxiety, just having in the back of my head. Like I said, I made great improvement from when I first got cleared. I think my teammates could say that too. Just trusting myself, moving how I want to move. So, yeah.
What does he add to this team? For a guy like you that's out on the wing and driving that kicks the ball to you, right?
Yeah, I think personally, just the opportunities he creates in the playmaking, obviously, but also just the leader that he is, the experience that he has in the program, and all that. So obviously, great player, but I think he's becoming an even better leader. So looking forward to how we form going into the season.
All right, thanks, Thomas.
Hey.
Can you grab that? Hold it a second, Malachi. I can grab him for a second.
We can go.
All right. Well, I felt like, today we did not play to the identity that this team is going to need to play to, especially from an offensive standpoint, as we prepare for the regular season. You guys have heard me say this before. I always call these games rubber bullet games. It gives us a chance to play some outside competition and figure some things out as a team. And I think, today I felt like we didn't do the things that we've tried to do and we've tried to work on over the last, 23, 24 practices that we've had and over the last few months. I think it's an opportunity for our team, to be able to look in the mirror and see where we need to continue to grow. And again, they're rubber bullet games, so we've got another week and a half, week and a couple days before it's real. I have a tremendous amount of confidence that this group has a chance to be a really good team. We've just got to do some things better. Some things that stood out today with shot selection. We didn't have a flow from an offensive standpoint, and we've got to be better. And I'm confident that the guys will. I thought we did some things better from a defensive standpoint than the last game. We still got to shore up some things on the rebounding end. But overall, I think this is a great opportunity, as we always say, just to learn and figure it out. And I'm confident this team will.
You talked about shot selection. Were they settling for too many threes tonight? Was that one of the things you saw?
I just didn't feel like we ever got in a rhythm offensively. I felt like in the first half, we got into a flow, and then we broke the flow. Just no continuity, no consistency, no purpose behind what we were doing. I would equate it to like you play in the summer, right? Like it's just pick up ball, it's my turn, and let me see what's going on for me, as opposed to playing with any purpose, And so I think, to be honest with you, I think this is in some ways probably going to be a common thing for a lot of teams, right? Because we're all bringing in new guys, that are either they're familiar with us, but they're not familiar with each other and how to play with each other. They're new to college basketball with some of the freshmen, right? And what it takes to get on the court and play, and how they can earn those minutes, and what that looks like, right? For some of the guys, it's, hey, if I can score points, that's how I look good, right? As opposed to understanding it's always going to be about how you impact winning and what that looks like, right? And so we talk about our job as coaches is to teach them what to do and how to do it. And then there's got to be a conviction from them that they believe they need to do it that way. And then we have to be consistent, and we got to do it that way all the time, right? And for young guys, sometimes that becomes hard because they're not getting that message everywhere, right? We're in a day and age where it's not about that. It's about other things, right? And at the end of the day, they all want to win. They all want to be successful, right? And they have to understand that it takes what it takes to win. And you have to be willing to sacrifice. And you have to be willing to do it together. And you have to understand that that's not always going to look like maybe what you or other people want it to look like for you on a given day, right? And so those are lessons that we have to learn, right? And we have to grow to. And so it'll be a consistency of message, right? And the guys that figure it out the best, will be the guys that we can move forward and help us try to have some success.
Anthony, what the things Malachi can add to this team now that he's back with you?
Yeah, I think Mally's still, in the process of getting that confidence back, in terms of what he's capable of doing on both sides of the ball. I think, you can see flashes. I thought, offensively today, he did some good things in terms of the pace we want to play at. I thought defensively, there were moments. I think there are lapses for him, for all of us, but he's worked really hard to get himself back healthy, to get back on the court. And, I think with every day that goes by, he's gaining confidence in what he can do physically, right? And I think that I've said this before, like, to me, the last piece for him will be the mental confidence that he can go out there and do the things that he's going to need to do for the team to be successful.
You have a real appreciation for this kid, for what he's kind of gone through the last couple of years and just stuff through it.
Yeah, I mean, he's demonstrated an unbelievable amount of resiliency, and I'm proud of him, and I think he's got more in him, I think he's got more in him, and as he gains that confidence, that is in his body and in his game and in the things that he needs to do, that he can do them, I think he'll continue to move forward, and that's our job, to continue to challenge him.
There seemed to be like a lack of focus
I think I think sometimes what happens is there's this is always going to be a sport that it kind of becomes contagious. So like if you see a team that's in a flow offensively and they're making the extra pass and they're getting open looks, it almost becomes contagious in that the next guy is going to do that. He's going to make the extra pass because that's the game of basketball. And I think at times the other side of it can be contagious where guys are forcing things, right? Where they're trying to make plays that aren't there, right? Where and okay, that didn't work last time. Okay, now this time I'm going to put more pressure. I'm going to try to make a play that's not there. All right, that didn't work. All right, hey, let me do this, right? And so I felt like we saw a lot of that, especially in the second half, right? Especially in the second half. I think we had a stretch there. We had 7 empty possessions, right? Where it was turnovers, it was missed threes, it was one pass shot, and we just kept doing it over and over and over again, right? And so the awareness, the willingness to say, hey, let's do this, right? For someone to step up and control the group and say, this is what needs to happen right now, right? That didn't exist today. That didn't exist today, right? And so it's good that you see that in a rubber bullet game, right? And so those are opportunities for us to show them this is what that looked like, right? Because sometimes when you're playing the game, you don't know that, right? You're just kind of in the flow of what's happening, okay? And for me today, as that started to happen, I wanted to see do we have someone that's going to step up and lead, right? And it didn't show up today, so we'll get better with that. We'll get better with that. I think we have a group of guys. They want to win, they do, right? They've got high expectations of themselves and high goals for this team, right? So we'll figure it out, right? And so yeah, so we'll just have to be a lot more consistent with our conviction, right? With okay, what it takes on both sides of the ball, and an understanding that we have to do it that way all the time. We can't say, okay, hey, it's working. We got a 15-point lead. Now let me revert and do this. Or, hey, it's working as long as things are going well for me. When they don't go well for me, then hey, I'm about some other stuff right now. So those are lessons, man. We're dealing with young people, right? And so am I sitting here and saying as a coach, I'm happy about it? No. But do I recognize it for what it is? Yes. Right. And I'm confident that our players, our staff, everybody, we'll get there. We'll get there. Issue. It's an issue. We've talked about it. We recognize it. Right. It's an issue for our team. We got to figure out the best way to help us be better in that area. So that's something that in 2 games in practice, it's been an issue for us. Right, we have to be better there.
You guys, a couple guys, I mean, are probably going to play more during the season. Zed, I think in both games was under 20 minutes. Is that just the case? He's a 5th-year guy. You know what he brings. You don't need major minutes. You want to see some of the younger guys in these games.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure our team out. I'm trying to figure our team out. I never go in these games really trying to say, okay, hey, I'm looking at playing a fixed rotation. In these games, I want to see what groups work well together. I want to see what combinations look good, what guys can do what, who plays well together, who impacts winning. So, yeah, I would say off of these 2 games, yeah, that's still a work in progress for us to figure that out.
And Nate, great shooting night. Does he need to be that guy for you? I mean, last year he had to run, putting up 20, 25. Nate had some big games last year too, but could he be even a bigger scorer this year for you?
He could be, yeah. Nate's a really good player. He's worked really hard. Nate's another guy that's coming off of, basically missing the entire summer. And so it was good to see him be able to find a rhythm today, to be able to see some shots go in. And I thought he did a good job for us. you look across the board. Now, a lot of guys had good shooting nights for us today, and he was one of the guys that had a good shooting night. I thought, he was able to get a lot of good rhythm shots that were a product of his work and also his teammates.
Anything new on Marvell? I won't ask you about you every time, but
Yeah, I think Marvell is probably going to have another procedure done from a medical standpoint. So we'll get more information, I think, over the next week or so. But I think it's trending toward that. Okay, thanks, guys.
thank you.